He will. He's done it again.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Chop it up.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Let's chop it up.
Welcome to our first episode of season 2 of Quick Conversation with King Drew Millions. And here we are in a new set, you know what I'm saying, looking live and in the building,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
man, yes, sir.
And we got a whole lot to tell y'all about what happened while we here in this moment, you know what I'm saying? But everything happened for a reason, you know what I'm saying? We need not put question marks where the man above puts a period. All we have to do is turn the page and keep on going.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy, Mr. Quick.
And I'm King Drew Millions.
And let's have a quick conversation. Let's chop it up.
Let's chop it up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you jump start it, man.
Yeah,
Explain
man.
to these people what
How we even transitioned here, you know what I'm saying? Well, we kind of fell off into a little situation where the cameras were stolen from the location where we previously were, you know what I mean? So in order for us to continue providing you with these topics and good conversation, we had to transition to a different location. So, and just so happened, I have been on another podcast and I got introduced to some individuals, you know, so I'm just taking the opportunity off of what I was blessed to be a part of. And here we are, right here at the Hive, you know what I mean? With the big P on. You already know how we rocking. Keep it P, baby.
Yes, sir. And so this time around, we sponsored by Keep It P Clothing brand, and we also sponsored by The Hive.
Yeah.
The Hive Houston. They
Yeah.
stepped in and got behind us and showed us nothing but love, respect, honor and integrity. And that's what we thrive on, and that's what we live for, and that's what our podcast has been about. So, yeah, that's part of our journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to just speak on that for a little bit, man. I know you kind of, just gave the intro on it, but so at our last place, we was at the Opportunity Center, which shout out to the Opportunity Center.
Much love,
that's
much
still
love,
our
much
hub.
appreciation.
That's still, the place that gave us an opportunity. But one of the main things that made us start this podcast was helping out the youth and helping out, poverty people, like people trying to come up and find a way. We big on showing people how to keep it going, how to find success, how to get to the next level of life.
Yeah.
And as we was on our own journey,
We had to show resilience.
we had to be an example of what we speaking
Yeah,
about.
real talk.
Right now we live in a true example of what we speaking about. The cameras were stolen by some
We're just gonna say the cameras were stolen. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
right people that we are trying to help, and so at the end of the day, it affected us,
Yeah.
and whenever you doing something out here to people or with people, be careful of what you're doing and how you doing it, because you never know who it may affect.
Yeah.
Everything has a reaction, and it may seem simple to you, but it may be major to someone else. You just never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I mean, laws of motion say for every action, it's an equal or opposite reaction.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we just made the opposite of it. You know, we turned something bad into something good. You know what I mean?
Right. And honestly, it's always a blessing in it.
Oh yeah, silver lining.
That's one thing about me. I don't look at the negative of things. My co-host, Mr. Quick, he don't look at the negative of things. We could have took it negatively. We could have,
Ended the show all together and just said, you know what I'm saying, this ain't for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's some people that's been asking us about the show. Hey man, where y'all been? We need that. You know what I mean? So here we are. We found us another location, and we're here to give y'all everything y'all want, everything y'all need, everything that you can help or use to progress. Excuse me.
Yeah, and shout out to our fans, or shout out to our followers, or shout out to the people who like, comment, and subscribe. Man, we average about 100 views when we dropped these videos. And that's actually, I didn't know how major that was, so I started moving around in the podcast community. And for us to be only be one season in, 3 months in, that's kind of heavy. And I didn't know that at first, honestly. I'm being honest. People like, hey, that's like y'all actually have people that, you know, linking in. And I just want to thank y'all and appreciate y'all. And y'all are really the reason why, after our trials and tribulations, we decided amongst each other, let's keep it going. Because we've had people come to us in random places and say, hey, we've seen your podcast, you know, we seen it, or when y'all gonna shoot another one. And we don't like to give everybody the full detail, but this is where we did it at today. We just said we was gonna hold off and explain to everybody. But one reason why we keeping it going right now is because we actually are building a following of people that come to look for us, and we don't want to just stop going in the midst of people actually enjoying what we do. And we thank y'all so much, because y'all are our motivation and inspiration.
Nah, facts. I mean, it goes off of, you know what I'm saying, intentions and reality being two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, the intentions of a person may be pure, you know what I'm saying, or they may have malice behind it, but the reality of it is, you know what I'm saying, something happened afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I look at it like this when I tell, you know, a lot of the individuals that I work with, you know what I'm saying, you may have did the wrong thing with the right intentions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, like, that person's in survival mode. So they don't necessarily care about how it affects you. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I mean, you got to look at the situation that happened with Slim Thug. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, he owned. You know what I'm saying? He been doing this thing for well over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Flexing and finessing, you know what I'm saying? Showing what he got, doing what he do. And an individual might see that and be like, man, he got enough. So I'm going to come get some of what he got. You know what I'm saying?
Think it just because he rich, but even it don't matter if you, anytime somebody gets, because ultimately Slim Thug is a victim. Like, you know, it don't matter how rich he is.
Taking that away from him.
It don't matter how much he got. At the end of the day, anytime somebody break into your home, anytime somebody hurt your loved one, like, it hurts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? His privacy has been invaded, and it hurts, you know. But like you say, the people that did it, whether it was just a super, you know, premeditated type of thing where they sat on it for months, or whether it was just a one day of opportunity, you know, we don't know how much it affects him, you know, and unfortunately they probably could care less, but the reality of it is, you know, and that's because he made a statement, you know, and as I watched a statement, I understand it, but that's because me being a police officer, I understand his statement so much, but because he said, hey, my these apartment complex where I stay need to do a better job at keeping the YNs out. And as I listened to that statement, but me being a cop and me being black and me being from the urban community or the hood, that's profiling. So like you can't.
I mean, but there's always a bit of profiling, you know what I'm saying, when doing security work anyway. Excuse me, because I've done loss prevention, and you know what I'm saying, like, sometimes you can kind of have a intuition about what's gonna happen with a person. I mean, you can call it profiling or what have you, but it is what it is. Like, this person coming in with no shoes and they going to the shoe department of the store. I'm not necessarily profiling, but I know what bro coming in here for. Bro finna go steal some shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he took advantage of the opportunity, you know what I mean? Just like any other person would who's in survival mode.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But on the flip side, we used to go off Washington back, not the new Washington that it is. It was a time where I don't care how fly you was, how clean you was, Washington, urban, you not getting into a club. That was, it didn't feel good.
I got turned around because my chain was too big.
He said your chain was too big, but that wasn't a real thing. That was just a way to not get you in the club.
Yeah, because I told him, I'm like, all right, I took it in. He was like, nah, I already seen the chain, so you know what I'm saying, and you're gonna pull it out later, so it don't even matter. I'm like, bro, What is you saying? Like, I mean, I spent over $10,000 on this chain.
It don't matter how much money you
I
spend
mean,
for it.
that's what I'm thinking.
No,
in
no,
my
no,
mind, though. You feel
I'm
what
agreeing
saying?
with you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, in rap, but my point with saying that is they could have went in at some YNs, but you can't just be like, hey, you
Yeah.
YN.
Yeah.
You can't come in here.
And I had a Lacoste shirt on with
It
some
don't
regular
matter.
old 501. I wasn't even looking hood. It was just the fact that I had a chain
don't-
on. He could
it
tell
don't
my
matter.
ethnic background.
So just imagine you walking into another, because, you know, when I'm off duty, I dress how I want to dress.
Facts.
So if I go into an apartment complex and somebody tell me you don't belong here, what you mean I don't belong here?
You don't know where I belong.
You don't know where I belong.
Yeah.
They not coming in there saying, hey, where's Slim Thug apartment that I'm finna rob him right now? No.
Yeah.
They may have been dressed normal. Like they might
Yeah.
not have been dressed on some and then get to a certain flow and then put the ski mask on and put the gloves on.
Facts.
But
But at the same time, you got to look at like it. It may have been an inside job, whether it been somebody that worked in the
Yeah.
apartment complex, or had it been somebody that Slim Thug know, because my home has been invaded not once but twice in 1 week. Bro.
well, I knew about twice in one. I knew about
Bro,
once,
twice in one week.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
Man.
broke into my house on a Monday when they knew I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I took out work Tuesday to get the repairs done to the house. You know what I'm saying? Then I went back to work Wednesday and they hit me again. You know what I'm saying? And that time they took all my jewelry. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to get all new jewelry. Good thing I had insurance, but the repairs to the house necessarily, I had to come out of pocket for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a person never actually sees the inconveniences, you know what I'm saying, that you
Right.
have to go through, because I had to miss work. You know what I'm saying? My job, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
so I missed work. I had to replace the door from the first time that they broke
Miss
in.
work, spent money.
Then I had to fix the window from the second time that they broke in. You know what I'm saying? Then not only that, repair the alarm system because they cut the alarm system.
Dang.
They cut the alarm system and they switched the power off on the house. Like went into the breaker box and tried to cut off all the
Oh, so
electricity.
they did.
Like, yeah, bro, they
did
went
their
in
thing.
on me.
Yeah,
They went in on
That
me.
sound professional, like
You know what I'm saying? And
That sound like a heist.
And bro, to be honest with you, bro, I was like kind of lightweight upset with the laws for the simple fact, like the second time, you know what I'm saying, took them like hours to get there after I called them. Like, okay, first y'all didn't show up when the alarm system went off. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a notification on my phone because my alarm system notified me.
Okay.
But the police wasn't nowhere to be found.
So how long it
when
took?
I got home, I called them again. Like,
So you
know,
got home, you got off work and got home before the police came to your house.
yeah.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? And then they finally came after I called again, like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? My house has been broken into. You know what I'm saying? This is the second time this week. You know what I mean? And I was upset, you know what I'm saying?
As
But I
you
was trying to
should
hold
be.
my composure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to seem like a disgruntled or, you know what I'm saying, angry individual, even though I was angry, not necessarily angry at them,
Right.
but
right.
angry at the entire situation.
Well, I know me and you talk about that all the time, and without talking about, you know, the area that you stay in and who patrol your neighborhood, and with me being a cop, like unfortunately, your demographics and the agency that patrol your neighborhood matters. You know,
I don't have a choice in that. Sure enough, I have a choice at where I decide to reside.
right.
But I don't have a choice as to who patrols my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I ain't got no control over
Right.
it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, that as an adult, one being and I hate to keep saying this, but the topic that we on, that's my area. You know what I'm saying? With me being in that career field, you know, I understand me being in that career field and me being a great grown adult with a wife and children.
Yeah.
When I'm picking where I want to stay, that matters. Like, it's crazy how you like, well, how's the HOA over here? You know what I'm saying?
true
How
enough,
is
true
the you know, what's the police agency?
But,
you know, what's
bro,
the school?
I bought that house over 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't my, bro, I just wanted to get out of an apartment.
Yeah, but 10 years ago, you was 20, you was mid-20s. Now you mid-30s.
Yeah.
your wants and needs have changed.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you know, back then you was just like, whatever, you know, it was balling, bossed up. You made I'm being honest with you made a grand decision at that time. But now, like, one, your finances have grown, you know what I'm saying? Your mentality have grown.
Yeah.
Like at this point in time, like that would be unacceptable in my mind. Like, ain't no way.
But I'm still not upset about the decision I made of moving there because the value of the home has increased.
Yeah.
Astronomically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now I have the ability to build generational wealth for my children because I never plan on selling the house.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, exactly. My kids will sell a house before I do.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, as far as like what you got going on now, you just don't want to be that that easily accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, even when I be telling you about the cameras, you know, I'm like, bro, why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 3'6", but I'm once again, what I do for a living, when I show up and I'm like, hey, you got cameras? Oh man, I gotta hear this long story on either they don't work right now or I can't afford them. It's cool. I ain't judging you. But now that extra little step of me finding out who did it, like, I can't tell you how many cases when people got cameras, like, off a camera, I get a license plate. Off a camera, I get a description. Off a camera, I get so much stuff off, even a door ringer.
But bro, the way that they did it was so, like, they came from the house behind my house because my neighbor caught them on her Ring camera. You know what I'm saying? But they jumped my back fence and came that way through the back door.
But they be knowing. I mean, that the cameras ain't the end all be all, but they watch you more than they watch you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, watch the company you keep because you never necessarily know what a person's true intentions are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Versus the reality of it. Like, you might
So you think it was somebody you may know?
Yeah, bro. I mean, for them to know exactly what time I'm at work, they probably slid on me or slid by there on a Tuesday and saw that I had took out work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of different factors of it. You know what I mean? I mean, nothing was ever recovered. Yeah. You know, it is what it is, but everything got replaced.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, but I have to take self-accountability for the situation because at the time I ain't had burglar bars. Now I got burglar bars, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just moving a whole lot different than I was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that was what? I've been in the house 10 years. That happened, like 3-4 years ago? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm back and I'm better. Yeah. I hope you see I'm shining now. You understand me? You ain't stopped nothing.
I ain't stopped nothing, man. We're going to keep it. We're going to do
Keep it P.
Every
keep
time.
Keep it P, baby. For real.
Every time. So, what you been up to, bro, since we ain't been shooting, bro?
Man, bro, I've been doing so much, bro. Like, first, you know what I'm saying, I was battling with an injury because I got into a car accident.
Right.
So that's one thing.
And you was out, what, about 2 months?
2 months. 2 months, you know what I'm saying? So, like, right after season 1 ended, I got into a car accident. You know what I'm saying? Later ran the light. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but neither parties received a ticket, so it was hard to fight that battle.
That's cold.
You know what I mean? But looking back, you know what I'm saying, the officer that came out was a rookie. You know what I'm saying? And didn't necessarily know how things were supposed to be, you know what I mean, taken care of. So I take that with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? I have my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little minor injury, went through physical therapy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a completely 100%, but I'm moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? I'm back at work now, you know what I mean? Still getting to the bag. I had the opportunity to be on Miss J. Williams' podcast here at the Hive, you know what I'm saying? That's how I got introduced to the Hive. Met John, you know what I'm saying, who's producing this thing, you know what I'm saying? I was in I've been in a couple movies actually.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You've been in 2 months. You did a lot, bro. I ain't gonna lie. as I was sitting there, I'm thinking, what have I done since? I'm like, I mean, I've done my normal, but you done did some.
Man, bro, like, cause those walls got the closing in on me, fam. Like, I started getting claustrophobic in a over 2,000 square foot home. Like, dang, I need to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But Kashina Lachey, she gave me an opportunity. Really, it was crazy how the opportunity presented itself.
Right. You want to go deep into how you want to explain that?
Okay. So I'm in my old school, you know what I'm saying? I scooped my boy up. We riding the old school, and just so happened, my fuel pump went out. You know what I mean? I didn't necessarily know exactly what it was, but it stopped right in front of this little old pizza spot. We ended up going in there, vibing out, had my people come out.
I mean, truck brake, it stopped. We looked to the left, man, and the truck stopped in the middle of the street. Look to the left. We like, well, why we wait on the mechanic?
Might well go grab something to eat. So we go in, grab something to eat. It ended up being a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Low music or what have you. And sure, we end up bar hopping for the rest of the night when my cousin came out and fixed on the truck a little bit. So at the second, it was like the third or fourth bar we went to.
We went to we was downtown. We went to 3 different bars.
Yeah.
We was getting, eating and getting wasted. Just truck broke down. We can't go nowhere. And so I don't even remember the name of we just was going.
Yeah, we was just riding and flipping. But we actually ran across two ladies, you know what I'm saying, that were at the other bar, and after conversing with them for a little while, you know what I'm saying, they thought that we both were some charismatic individuals and exchanged numbers. And the next morning, the lady said, man, I think y'all will work for this little old situation, being extras in the movie.
What they call it, like typecasting or something like that?
Typecasting, right.
I've learned that.
Yeah. So she was like, they want you to send a headshot and they want you to send an actual full body shot. So once I sent my headshot and the full body shot, the lady sent me back a reply to it with a script.
Yeah.
So I did not only get the opportunity to be an extra, but I actually had an actual role in it. So if you ever on YouTube, I know you are because you're on YouTube right now.
Right.
Look up Layla's Love Story by Kashina Lachey with KL Productions.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to see your boy live and in action. That was my very first time.
And honestly, that's how you know it's nothing but God and the divine purpose. You feel me? Because everything we was going through at that moment, to just truck breakdown, we just say, you know what, let's not get mad and get frustrated about it.
You was mad. I was mad, but you was mad.
Well,
man, I'm through with these old school. Man, this is the man. I'm like, bro, it's all right, fam. Like, I got my cousin to come fix on it.
All right, I was mad, but but what could I do? All right, let's say in a what could I do moment. I'm mad, but what could I do?
Yeah.
So he was like, Drew, let's just go over here and get something to eat. So we go get something to eat. But through our little journey of just hanging out and just making the best of the moment, we just randomly find some people that we never met before, never seen. And to be quite honest, I ain't seen these people since that day.
Well, now I seen them for the taping.
Okay, well, I haven't. Well, but for it to fall the way it fell, like sometimes when you on your journey, God send angels or God send certain, and you just got to go with the flow. Sometimes people shake it up a little bit. If it's going and it's flowing, just keep it moving, go with the flow.
Nah, facts.
And honestly, that's what you've been doing. You know what
I mean, because just showing sheer resilience, bro, because sometimes life will throw you, forks in the road that can make you imbalanced or out balanced. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why, like, mental health is a major issue. And speaking on that issue, bro, you know what I'm saying? I want to tell you, I appreciate you for making that call the other day with an individual that was in front of my eyes.
So look, I want to start doing something. Each episode, we're going to do is it P or is it not P?
I mean,
So this
at
gonna be the
first, I ain't gonna
one.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was P, bro. I did not think it was P. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you in the moment, I'm like, bro, I gotta live here.
So
You don't.
explain to the people the story then, and to the people watching this, was it P or not P what I did? And he finna tell you what I did.
Okay. I'm not gonna go into complete full detail about the
Right.
entire situation to protect the innocent. First and foremost, I'm gonna let y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? But this person I know, you know what I'm saying, was acting erratically, you know what I mean, and completely irrational. And my boy pulled up to the crib and he sees this person doing something completely out of the ordinary. Now, him doing his job, even though he's off duty, he's always on duty. So he decided to call law enforcement to kind of navigate through the situation. You know what I mean? And luckily he did, because the individual was actually going through some mental health crisis and needed to seek professional help. And bro, still kind of mad at me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I appreciate you for doing that, because family members have come to me since that happened, regardless if he's upset with me or not, because they had no recollection of it being as far off as it was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So the
And
thing,
I mean, you know, we get used to seeing stuff like that being from the demographic area.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That we grew up in, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
correct.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was just another man. Let me avoid this person. You know what I mean? Just that simple.
Well, I felt bad as I went home because, so the question is it P or not P? Because I went to his house and I noticed some unusual, uncomfortable activity from someone in the subdivision. I took it upon myself to call the police and have someone come check it out. He got upset and was like, I shouldn't be calling the police at his house because he lived there and I'm messing up what he got going on with his neighbors or his community. And I'm like, well, I see something uncomfortable, unnormal to me. I got two options: leave or call the police and let them come handle it, because I don't want to have to handle it. And
But
so
I mean,
yeah, is it P? If
could.
somebody come to your house and see something that ain't right and call the police,
But on the flip
is
side,
it P or not P?
on the flip side, had you not made that decision, even though there was another, you know what I'm saying, war veteran trained individual that was sitting there with us, you know what I'm saying, we don't necessarily know exactly what bro was going through, and could have came in there and tried to kill both of us, or ended up getting himself killed, or going in his house and killing himself. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you in retrospect, you know, because at that moment, I was like, bro.
You was mad at me.
Yeah. Because I'm like, bro,
I seen it in
he
your
gonna come
eyes.
outside and be beefed up with me, thinking that I did him something. And it wasn't even necessarily my decision. It was just you doing your job, you know what I'm saying, acting out of your second nature.
Right.
Which is doing your job. And I mean, I get it.
And I try not to be that way, honestly, bro. I try not to go around family, friends, and to functions and have that cop mode on. But every now and then you have some stuff that is just so out of the ordinary or so in the open that it's like, you know, I have a duty at all times to provide.
Facts.
And, you know, I ain't the...
To protect and serve.
Yeah, I ain't at the barbecue party calling out people for all their woes, but then I am at the barbecue party trying to protect people's life. I am at the barbecue party trying to protect people's property.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't trying to see nobody, you know, blatantly, you know, get, you know, hurt, injured,
Nah, for
you know,
real.
property stolen. So, you know, I had to, in most situations, that's what we have to do, you know, and I'm glad we had that moment, because we got to talk deeper into it about, you know, a lot of times that split decision is what falls back on us, you know what I'm saying? I have to live with that, whether it's right or wrong. I have to say, you know what I'm saying, what is it that I need to do right now, and just go with my gut feeling. And that honestly, that's what it was that day. It was just a gut feeling.
I think that was a part of the whole premises of us even recording this podcast, you know what I'm saying, kind of shedding light on mental health issues that we
Right.
choose to ignore within our urban community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you having an issue, please seek help.
Mhm.
Please seek help, because you'll never know, you know what I'm saying, when that switch is flipped.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Or if you see somebody, man, hey man, bro, I want you to get some help, and then not only that, bro, some people don't want no help.
Yeah.
You got to think about that too. I just kind of slid that in there,
Hmm.
but some people don't necessarily want your help.
That's true. But sometimes, you know, it ain't, and that's kind of why I did what I did that day. Not to go back to it, like some situations are so far gone that when you call the police, it ain't their decision. Like once the police get called out and come and they, you know, do their evaluation, you know, because I know you thought, and that's the biggest. So I guess I'm gonna use the word ignorance, not just to be like, but people just don't know. Like you learned something that day because you thought he was going to jail. I'm like, he not going to jail. I promise you.
Yeah.
He's going to a mental health facility to talk to a doctor to be evaluated, because none of us out here can evaluate him clinically on what he got going on. And you just thought police, handcuffs, jail. I'm like, no, he did not commit a crime.
That's a normal thing in our community.
Right,
Anytime
right.
you see the law putting somebody in handcuffs, you automatically think they're going to jail. And see, the cold part about it, you know what I'm saying, I'd have been pulled over before, and police lady immediately put me in handcuffs. I'm like, why you do that? Am I being detained? She was like, nah, this is for my safety. Well, I don't pose a threat to you. Like I've given you my license, I've given you my registration, but due to the area that I was in, you know what I'm saying, she felt like I posed a threat to her. You know what I'm saying? She was like, well, you're in a high drug trafficking area, you're in a nice vehicle. I don't necessarily just know what exactly you have in the vehicle. So for my own safety, you know what I mean, I want to make sure that you're secure. But okay, well, sit me on the curb. You ain't got to put me in the back of the car. I know you ain't gonna go find nothing.
Sit you on the curb so you can stand up and run.
Well, I'm gonna run too.
She
I
don't
know,
you like
bro.
that.
I knew I ain't have no warrants. I ain't have nothing in the car, and I wasn't doing nothing wrong.
But see that, since you brought that up, that's I don't know nobody I pull over until I don't know you till I know you. Like, and even then, like if I pull you over and I walk to the car and I know you personally, they're like, I went to high school with you. Okay, I may know something about you. But like every traffic stop or every encounter, I don't know you. And that's why I be telling you all the time, like, you got a best friend that you could call. I tell all my family and friends, I'm not one of those people. Call me and talk to me before you do something crazy. Or call and talk to me, because you could ask me these questions. I've had people run on me with handcuffs on. They look like they won't. Like I've had people look studious, look nice. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter how beautiful the woman is. Don't matter how smart the guy look. Like you don't know what they did before you pulled them over. You don't know what they plan on doing. I've had people run on me, and I'm like, this person ran? Like, you know, I'm like, but it happens.
But like you say, there is a bit of profiling in the situation has to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember another time I got pulled over in something nice. You know what I'm saying? And you know I'm a backstreet dude, bro.
You like them streets?
Bro, I love the back streets. I'm going to always stay out the main lanes. You understand me?
And that's what we be at too.
So boom, I hit a right. You know what I mean? Then I bust a quick left. And I start, you know what I'm saying, pressing the gas, accelerating or what have you. Policeman get behind me. He was like, looks like you was trying to get away there, moving pretty fast, sir. I say, well, I mean, not necessarily, because I could have sworn from me taking driver's education, you know what I'm saying, riding the residential area is 30 miles per hour unless it's posted to go a little bit slower. So he looking at me like, yeah, bro, I'm not no fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind 5% tint. Don't get me wrong. I went ahead and clicked it before he ticketed me. You understand me? So he couldn't get me on that. But I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm well knowledgeable. Matter of fact, here's my license and registration. You know, run me so you can go and send me on by my way. And again, just like the lady said, well, you're in a high crime area.
Hey, you got to stay off these back streets in these high crime areas, bro.
Bro, I mean, that's...
take some accountability.
Yeah.
Because you
I
have
mean,
no reason to be there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying? You might not find me in those same environments, but
He like, man, I don't know why they messing with me. I'm in a high crime area on the back street at 2:00 in the morning.
man, both of these were like midday type situations. But you
Hey,
got to
man.
think too, okay, with my line of work, you can find me anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
don't know if I'm providing services for one of my kids
Right.
or anything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like my job is working with the community,
Yeah.
engaging with the community. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, I mean, I get that you're profiling, but sometimes it could be a little bit excessive. You know what I mean?
It can, you know, but most part, you know, you never know. Nobody's robots, you know, as far we are not robots. They haven't came out with robotic police yet. And if so, I haven't seen them except
They
for
got
in
the
movie.
dog. They got the little robot dog.
Yeah.
I seen that on TV.
But on an average traffic stop, you're going to get a human.
Yeah.
And so everybody different. You don't know what their day was like, what they mind like.
Since we on this mental health thing, like, do police actually get evaluated for their mental health state? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all go through a lot of situations and y'all can have some forms of PTSD. So I wonder, like, do officers actually seek help for the things that they see on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. We have resources for sure. You definitely, if you reach out, but the problem is most people,
I understand EAP, you know what I'm saying? The employee assistance program, but is there someone to come, like, okay, prime example, with one of our students took her life, you know what I'm saying? We had individuals, therapists come to the location and check on the mental state of everybody in the building.
Well, for us, so stuff like that happen every day for us. So that's
why I'm saying.
Yeah. So my response to you is we do have resources that are available and we do check on each other. Like, hey, you good? Like most scenes when it's over or even during, depending on how crazy it is, hey, are you okay? You good? You need to leave. You need to go home. You need to go get some help. If a person say, I'm good, I'm straight, I don't need nothing, I'm right, you know, we believe it as that. And that's the bigger issue is like people not like you said earlier, reaching out for the help, wanting the help, admitting the help. You know what I'm saying? So that really, because we might do 3 DOA calls, which meaning we go to the house and something like that. We might do 3 of them back to back in one day. That's a normal day for us. Yeah. So the reality of, and they'll ask you want to take off? You want to take off tomorrow? Today was kind of crazy. You want to take off next 2-3 days? You want to, you know, and then if you want to tap, hey, I need to go on leave or something. I mean, all these resources are there as if you asking for them. Most people are ignoring them. Yeah. Most people say, I'm good, I'm straight. I don't need it.
Are you really good? Because you might be doing some of the things that you normally do, but I noticed a couple, 1 or 2 things that's out of your character. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have popped off on a person or been angry with a person that you're not necessarily normally doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that happens, small things. And that do happen. And if it's like, it happens, and if it start happening frequently, you'll get pulled to the side like, hey, Scott, what's up? I know this ain't your normal. You good? You okay? And then that's your opportunity. But like I say, most people, because, you know, it's also one of them career fields where, you know, people don't want to look weak or look like, you know.
I mean, shoot, just men in general, not just a career. I don't think nobody wants to look weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we as young men, especially in our community, we're taught not to even cry or show emotion.
Nah.
And that in itself can affect you mentally later on in your life because you don't necessarily know how to express your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Just to tell a person, man, you hurt me. Yeah. Or you made me upset. You know what I'm saying? You keep those things bottled up and inside, you know what I'm saying? And you end up popping off on the wrong person.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
It's for men, for sure, we are trained, taught, and built to bottle all that
Yeah,
stuff.
boys
in.
don't cry.
When-
Hey,
yeah.
toughen up, get up, you be all right.
Mhm.
Man, I just skinned my knee. You know, I
'cause
ain't got no skin on my leg right now. I'm hurting.
Get up. Get
You
on.
be all
get
right.
back on it.
Just dust it out. Go hit it with some peroxide. That's gonna burn too.
Yeah. Well, I would say this too. You know, to it. At some point, you used the word accountability earlier. I mean, that's a strong, powerful word because who you choose to date outside of work, where you choose to go outside of work, all that matters. The reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, with dealing with what we deal with so much, it don't just be so much as the job sometimes. If you don't have a safe haven when you clock out and go home, like fortunately for me, I have a safe haven. I have a beautiful wife. I have beautiful kids. I have a supporting family. My whole journey, I've had people behind me. Even you not really understanding why I chose to be a police officer, you still supported me 100%. So I didn't have nobody. I mean, I had people around me the whole time, but now to say that, some people go home by themselves, and not like some people don't have a good support system to go lean on when they dealing with this day. So it don't just be the day itself; it be when you leave and then you don't have nothing, no crutch or nothing to reset your day or restore or hold you, talk to you. Or like I can go home and express my whole day and just get it out and then wake up the next day and be back to it like nothing happened. Everybody don't have that. And that is major, even with joining the academy. I seen people drop out simply because of no support at home. Like people don't rock with it. People don't care about it. You know, and I've seen the whole journey. So, you know, it's deeper than just, and that's what mental health too. You know, we talked about that with Dr. Jones when she came on the show. Like some people ignore mental health signs even from their loved ones. You'll be all right. You good. He ain't got a problem.
And then been showing signs they schizophrenic the whole time.
You know.
But that individual has to want to seek that help. And then at the same time, like that new line that they saying, or cliche, shall we say, we listen and we don't judge. Like, hey, really take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to your people and don't judge them for what they got going on, because they may be crying out for help.
Yeah.
For real. Like, oftentimes we void out some of the things that people are saying, like, man, bro, tripping. You know what I'm saying? But it really may be a cry for help. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying, bro, over there, you get to drinking, you know what I'm saying, get to talking to us. Hey, man, can folk
or not to bring back your situation too, but sometimes people just don't want to be bothered. Like even that day when you more so just didn't want to be bothered. You just like, I know how to. You've said some stuff that you've seen prior to that, and you're just like, I just go in the house and close my door, or I just I just leave. But that's not solving the problem.
I mean, I act like you say. I asked him, hey, bro, you good? Yeah, I'm good. Oh, okay. Hey, need anything, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because that person has come to me, you know what I'm saying, and asked for assistance. I ain't have a problem with providing assistance. You know what I'm saying? So I did my due diligence. I just didn't want to intrude in another person's life or lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Or interject myself like, hey, look here, bro, you need to get some help. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, I think part of me, my personality, and my career choice, I've become disruptive. Like I don't care what you. I'm finna to help you or save you. I'm finna disrupt you might be mad now, but you ain't gonna be mad forever.
Yeah.
Like I'm finna disrupt it. I don't care. But I do that on a daily basis. I'm disrupt because a lot of times we get called, it's not for a pretty thing. So, you know, I've learned to be disruptive. And I'm not really about what your feelings are. I'm about getting the job done.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and sometimes we need that person to, you know, pull our coattail. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had to pull your coattail a few times and kind of bring some things to your attention. Like, hey, are you being Andrew or are you being King Drew Millions?
Which one I'm at?
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of individuals operate through their alter ego and really be like, that's them. Like, nah, bro, like I know you, but I know your alter ego as well.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like when you turned up and you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
live and in the mix, hey, pipe down a little bit, baby. You feel me? We out here in these city streets, you understand me?
You
You
gotta
know what I
figure
mean?
out
Like
who
for
nah,
real.
for
Cause
real.
I know I have my alter ego. Cause I got Quincy, then I have Mr. Quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quincy is the more professional, level-headed individual. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Quick is the fresh, you know what I'm saying? Out here, hey, you see me jugging and finessing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? My mama know Quincy,
Yeah.
but the streets know Quick,
Right.
even though it's a family name. You know what I mean? I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to my cousin who kind of bought me my name belt, you know what I'm saying? And that's how everybody started calling me by my nickname because he bought me a name belt when name belts was hot.
Right. The Quick.
Right.
So that's when you became Quick.
To the world.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And Lord rest his soul, he was going through his own mental health issues, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of swept it under the rug, you know what I'm saying? Because he started really doing erratic things like driving on the freeway on the motorcycle going 200 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's a bit excessive on the adrenaline junkie side. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, that's
Like,
mental health?
I mean,
Nah, I'm messing with you.
that's
I know some people
crazy.
that do that.
Like that, I mean,
I think it's crazy, but
yeah. But I mean, that wasn't the only thing that he
Nah.
did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might hear a person say something like, man, I just want to go to sleep and never wake up again. Like, going to sleep and never waking up again is a lot close to dying.
Yeah, that's pretty
Or,
deep.
you know what I mean? Deceasing or cutting off the lights and like that's what I'm saying. Like, pay attention to the little small details of what a person be saying. Don't take it as surface value. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta actually listen to a person, dog.
Nah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Man, I just want to take a bunch of sleeping pills. Well, you only need one to go to sleep.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I want to take a whole bottle of aspirin or ibuprofen. You got that big of a headache?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we choose to avoid or not necessarily pay attention to when a person is really crying out for help.
Yeah. Or sometimes don't know what to do to help this person.
Hey, man, call somebody. Ask a
Yeah.
professional.
Mhm.
Man, we are in the information age. Use this $1 million device here, you know what I'm saying, and Google something or contact your people, man. Contact somebody.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody that knows somebody. You know what I mean? Straight like that.
Nah, facts. So let me see where I want to go with it.
Yeah, come on with it, man. You know what I'm talking about? I done did a whole lot of talking here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, get your shine on,
Aw,
Mr.
man.
Quick, man. You Quincy or Quick right now?
I
'Cause
mean,
you
you know what I'm
popping.
saying? I'm just going to be whoever pop off.
Man, I don't know. I'm a transition.
Well, come on,
we
let's
did a lot of
transition
stuff.
to another spot then.
So I want to talk about credit real quick, man. You know,
Dang, that's a hard transition.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a long transition.
well, we ain't segue into that one. We just gonna turn the whole page.
Yeah, I'm turning.
Well, come on
because it
then.
was getting dark, man. It's getting
Okay,
it was getting real dark, man. And I was
Yeah.
about to get emotional almost.
Yeah,
It's too much going on right now, man.
I
So I
mean,
want to talk a little.
okay. Well, my daddy got a saying that he uses when cash is king, credit is queen. You know what I'm talking about? Sometime that queen gonna put you in places that you can't put yourself in. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. I mean, just like a chessboard, she got all them little fancy moves, you know what I'm saying? But a king of one trick pony.
Yeah.
I'm a cash out, you know what I'm saying? But if you using your credit, you can go to a bank and get a loan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain ways, and you can't carry $1 million cash in your pocket.
Not at all.
But you
Not at
have
all.
$1 million credit card, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Swiping.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, what you want to put with
nah,
that?
you putting it down. But nah, why it's deeper than just credit for me. Why I want to transition. I know it was like a segue, but it kind of tie into everything. So I had a close buddy. He repair credit now. We do a lot of talking or whatever. And I it's a mental health issue a lot of times with people with bad credit. That's really why I segued into it. Because as we was talking, I came to a thought process of, I said, man, me and you deal with a lot of the same people. He like, what you mean? I say, irresponsible people. He was like, what? I was like, most of the people that I deal with as a cop on a daily basis, they ain't got their stuff together.
Okay.
You know, and I was like, because he has an issue. I would say his name. I ain't gonna say his name. He probably come on the show. So whenever you come on the show, we'll chop more deep into it. But I want to talk about, you know, just being responsible. You know, a lot of people. So mental health sometimes develop from a lot of irresponsible activities that leads into now you in so deep of a lifestyle that it gets to you mentally. You know,
Oh, okay. To caveat off of that, I guess I would use that movie, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Have you ever seen that movie?
I never seen the movie, but I know the phrase.
Bro, basically, it was a family of 4, you know what I'm saying, that was placed in the community. And the family wasn't necessarily a family. The family was employees of big industries, you know what I'm saying? Retail industries, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So the father, he would come with the latest lawnmowers and, you know what I'm saying, golfing equipment and all that type of stuff. The wife would have the latest makeup and, you know what I'm saying, workout clothes. The daughter would have, like, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
whatever would attract the teens, and the son would have the latest Game Boy or game system, you know what I'm saying? But everything was strategic by these big corporate companies in order to make the individuals around them purchase these things. And one of the guys, he was in a silent competition with the father,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to get whatever he had, if not better. And after a while, he had dug himself into a major credit debt, hadn't been paying the mortgage in, you know what I'm saying, like 6 months. They were about to lose the house. And the wife wasn't necessarily noticing. Then she saw all the bills and she went in the backyard and the husband had drowned himself in the pool with the lawnmower that he had. You know what I'm saying? So it's a definitely good movie, just to, you know what I'm saying, caveat off of what you're talking about right now.
And that, so like, you said a lot.
Yeah.
But, and that's, so a lot of times people, so like, I thought about this too, like, when you're young, if you develop a habit of not paying people back,
Okay.
that's gonna lead to
Bad credit, bad practices. Yeah.
you know, that's gonna lead to you not having a lot of friends. That's gonna lead you to not being able to keep a job. Like, you can't go around and not pay your debt to society and think that you gonna be able to survive.
Yeah. I mean, first thing, you're not holding yourself accountable.
You know, I don't owe nobody. You know, when I do owe, like, I got a friend that I did owe. I borrowed some money. I ain't gonna really just say borrow. It was a time we had did some stuff and he had what it needed at the time to keep the ball rolling. He was like, I got it. Hit me back later. And so I end up recently paid him back and I paid him a little extra. Like, appreciate you. He was like, man, honestly, when I let people borrow money, I don't even think about them paying me back because I know most people don't. And I was like, I can't sleep when I can't pay people back. He was like, for real? Like, no, I'm dead serious. Like when people say, man, I forgot. How do you really forget? You like, I can't.
Facts.
I never have borrowed money or anything from someone and forgot that they gave it to me. I may pretend or want to act like I didn't borrow it because now I don't have it, but to seriously forget, you know. And so, as I, you know, me and him had the conversation, you know, about, he was like, man, a lot of people don't pay you back and all that, you know, a lot of people go, but he said that he was like, man, a lot of people that borrow money are just irresponsible people.
I mean, I just to, you know, piggyback out that, I had a partner that me and him haven't talked necessarily since then. Now, bro did pay me my money, you know what I'm saying? But bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, what really upset me with him was how he talked to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I called him by my bread, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, folk, because I was actually in transition of making a move, but me and him had a play set up. So I made the play with him, but I had needed that on the back end. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, bro, did you ever? Nah, I could have made another move without it,
Mhm.
but I wanted that.
You wanted what you was owed.
Exactly. So I'm
Mhm.
like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that little old issue from you. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. What? Man, who you know what I'm saying? Raising the voice and everything. So I try to be a calm
Now
individual.
you don't think that's mental health?
But I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
bro,
That's
I'm
what I'm
being
saying.
at that point, all I know, I had an accelerated heart rate, and I was finna get ready to pop off. I said, hey, can folk on?
But you see what I'm saying? Like it's
You can
mental.
go keep that
He
because I
owe
know
you money. You ask for the money, and he get upset. To me, that's mental health. Like you
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
problem in your brain cells at this
I
point.
had to show the screenshot, like send the screenshot, like, bro, it's in black and white. You know what I'm saying? And I told the old man, I'm like, man, Pop, I'm gonna be honest with you. It would be hard for me to just be immediately cool with that person like I was. Like now time has passed, I could possibly get beyond that.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I'm like, bro, I will forever remember how you talk to me and how I want to go off in your mouth and take all 32 of your teeth out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a little older now. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, time has passed. But bro did actually send me my money. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to call nobody and send them their way.
Oh, so you did end up. He ended
Yeah,
up paying
I
his
just
debt.
hadn't talked to bro. You know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Ironed out the
right.
little details about the situation. But I do get what you're saying. But
'Cause-
he almost didn't pay me back.
But you had to act up for him to do it. Like you had to become a mental health patient almost. to
Nah,
get your-
I just did one of them like, you know, quiet as kept situation. Like, all right, yeah, I got you. And he didn't know how that I got you was like,
Right.
I'ma get you or I got you. Like I'm you know what I'm saying?
But a lot of times, people like that, there's something going on mentally.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that. I never
Because a
thought
normal
about
person understands if I want something, I work for it, I pay for it.
Yeah,
If I borrow something, I pay it back.
yeah.
If I need something, I ask for it. If I can't afford it, I don't get it. Like these are normal ways of thinking.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you got people who don't think normally, and it leads to a lot of other things.
Yeah. I mean, but Unc always tell me, you know what I'm saying, L's come with everything you do. You know what I'm saying? So I done took other L's in that, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the most valuable pieces of information Unc ever provided to me. You know what I'm saying? When I called him for his advice. So Unc, I want to let you know I appreciate that. You know, the plethora of uncles that I have. Hopefully you watching this and you know exactly I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Unc for sure, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we're gonna take L's. You know how that goes.
Nah, but some L's, ooh, they, you know what I'm saying, man, like, they be costly. You feel me? But then too, you can look at it like, you know what I'm saying, some lessons cost more than others, just like the price. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just paid more to know I don't mess with you like that, bro. Then this one right here might have cost me $20 to know that I ain't mess with this person no more. But this one might cost me $1,000 to know I ain't mess with this person.
My grandfather
no more.
told me was a best lesson is a bought lesson.
Yeah.
you pay
Cheap
for that,
or expensive.
you pay for that mistake, you ain't gonna make it again.
Real talk.
Only a fool make the same mistake twice after he had to pay for it.
That's insanity. You know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing, expecting a different response.
Nah. Every time I've had to pay for something, I'm like, ooh, that hurt. I probably if it's a free mistake, I might will keep making it. We got to pay for it. That's a little tough.
Okay, I see how you tied the little old credit thing off in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, nah, this was a real. We talked on the phone for a good little minute, bro.
I was just saying
I
like
came
how you did that.
I threw it out there. I knew it was gonna confuse you, but we really had this conversation where he was like, "Man, you know." So another reason why we had talked about it, you know, he fixed people credit. Some people have credit score of like when he get involved. Some people have a credit score of like 450, like real low. So you done went your whole life messing up your credit, or you done went a whole year or 2 years, then drained your credit down, whatever the case may be, no judging. They pay him. His prices are fairly low, by the way. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he got some pretty good prices.
When he come on here,
Right,
we definitely gonna put his.
I promote him when he
handles
come on
there,
here.
yeah.
But we sat here and talked on the phone. He say, man, people pay me to fix their credit. They get mad when their credit go from 450 to 500 in like 2 months. He like, your credit, I done did all this work and your credit went up 50 points, but I can't call them and say, hey, they just gave me X amount of money, get them a 700 score. Like, you done messed up your credit all this time.
Yeah.
You paying somebody to help you. He helping, he doing it. But at what point mentally do you think, because it ain't amount of money I could pay you right now and then tomorrow my credit be 700? It don't work like that. Then that's when as I start telling, like, bro, some of these people got mental health issues, bro. To think that and to live like that, you know what I'm saying? To dwell your stuff down like that and then think that this person is just gonna come and just, it don't matter how much I pay you. You know what I'm saying? Then if you start watching on YouTube, because a lot of times, you know how I am, like how you got the clothing business. I didn't really know much about the clothing game on the business level till you really start breaking down. I'm like, man, now I see why clothes cost so much. So like, cause you paying for a lot. It's even like getting, like, you got a distribution team that's on the other side of the world that costs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember I called you about a certain logo and you're like, ooh, that's a hard logo, but I wanted a certain imprint. You're like, oh, nah, that imprint gonna be, I'm like, dang, it's gonna be that much. But I'm only saying it to say, when I'm talking to my partner about credit, he telling me how the business side of credit go. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back like, dang, people really want something for nothing.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
people really think they can go out here and just
free is my favorite flavor. What is you talking about?
And so, but I was telling him a lot of times when I'm doing these house calls, like I've had house calls where people have done some crazy things with they, with their money.
Yeah.
Some crazy things with their credit or some crazy things. And then they expect me to come and solve that issue. I'm like, I can't, I can't fix this.
Yeah.
And that's how but as I'm leaving, I'm like, I can't take them to the mental health hospital, but it's a part of me. I'm like, something not all the way up. You know what I'm saying? For some of these scenarios, it's like they not a threat to society, but they've made some crazy choices to where I'm like, it's every bit of something mentally not right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, shoot, it's a lot of things that kind of pours off into a person being who they are. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be their personal experiences, their paradigm, their DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things can be passed down generational through DNA as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, you just got some people that's some kleptos. You know what I mean? You could take them anywhere and they gonna steal something.
Boy,
which is a mental health issue, but we kind of, you know what I mean, pass over like, man, hey, bro, just make sure you keep all your stuff, lock all your cabinets and all that. But this person really got a problem.
Yeah, that's true. And that's
But I mean, bro, we gotta go ahead and wrap up this episode, you know what I'm saying, and do what we do.
Real quick before we get done, I know we brushed over real quick. So how have your acting career been? I know you've
I've been enjoying it, man.
It.
I mean, I'm actually working on my second movie, you know what I'm saying? This movie here is Secret Affairs, and it's soon to pop up on Tubi when we completely finish the project. You know what I'm saying? With extra productions, you know what I'm saying? And I actually been reaching back out to Misfits and a Baby, which was how I got into the extra situation a while back before I even actually started acting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a couple things.
So you're actually taking it serious? You're gonna keep acting? You enjoying it?
serious enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I do plan on investing in my craft as far as that goes. You know what I'm saying? Like even since I've been off, I got back off into my poetry.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I did a little bit of wrist work and started working with my pen. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? As far as drawing, because you know that was one of my first passions
Right,
as well.
right. So you done tap back into your creative.
Yeah,
juices.
man. I mean,
Mm.
so I'm very appreciative of the whole being off for those 2 months. It
Right.
really helped me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did needed to take that little old break. You know what I mean?
Well, that was a blessing in disguise. Well, I ain't have as much going on as you, man. I mean, I had my
Man.
everyday activities, but
Man, you had a lot going on, bro.
not that much, man.
It just wasn't doing what I was doing because you bro, like I say, you out here in these streets, out here on the beat. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that in itself is an experience and can take a toll on you.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, you know what I'm saying? Like you're meeting different people, different walks of life, you know what I'm saying? Understanding what they going through and trying to have empathy, you know what I'm saying, to put yourself to make a clear and sound decision as to what's gonna happen next for that person.
Right,
Because your decision can ultimately affect them and the people in their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
So
I mean, I've had
don't minimize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, call a spade, bro. You know what I'm saying? You change lives too.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I love it. I do it. I wake up every day, put that uniform on, and go serve with a smile on my face. But you're right, though. I do have. I mean, I had a scare at one point about probably 3 weeks ago. I thought I was gonna get fired. Just had a rough week,
Yeah.
long week, bro. Like I'm talking about.
I mean, but was you Andrew or was you
No.
King Drew Millions?
I
at the job?
started the day as Andrew, but by the third, fourth, by Monday I was Andrew. Thursday I was King Drew Millions, and Friday I was like, I don't know. I think I'm fired.
Cause I'm telling y'all, hey, when King Drew Millions come in, his voice get high pitched. Man, I'm just saying.
Hey man,
this is what it is.
I brought him out on the call one day. I was like, "Oh Lord, I done brought King Drew Millions out on the call."
On, man. See, you gotta control that. That's a mental health thing.
But I was going. I mean, but to go off what you saying, that was a real question that you asked. But like one thing that I know, I have a support system. I was, you know, I let some people at work know, like, man, it's been a long week. You know what I'm saying? And then I also came home and expressed that with my family, and we talked through it and went through it. Like that's a major for me. Like, you know, you gotta find something, whether it's counseling, you know, whether, you know, if it's calling your mama, calling your daddy, or a certain female, if you married, or, you know, even if you got kids, go play with your kids, or if your kids older, go talk to your kids. Sometimes kids have good advice too. It may come from not really where you want to come from, but it could be something simple, you know. But
I mean, it's always more room out the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pressure bust pipes. And you keeping all these things contained inside of you, eventually it's gonna come out in some shape, form, or fashion. And it may be detrimental to your life or somebody else's.
Yeah. I mean, we human. I mean, I had one rough week about 2-3 weeks ago, but we human. I got through it, you know, prayed through it, you know. God helped me out, you know. My job helped me out, you know. I did kind of voice it, you know.
But what about individuals that don't have that support system, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, one of the biggest persons that I call for advice is my father, bro.
Right.
He is one of the most level-headed dudes. You know what I'm saying? Been that way since I was a kid. And he kind of brings it to my attention, you know what I'm saying, when I've seen him get out of character when I was a little bitty boy, you know what I'm saying? And I was seeing him going off on somebody, and I approached him. I'm like, Daddy, you said that's not how we supposed to act. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to talk out our you know what I'm saying, issues with a person instead of popping off because anger clouds your reasoning. And I learned that from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I love that cat with every bone in my body. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in marriage counseling, the pastor asked me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk highly of your father, but do you think you better than him? And it really kind of upset me when the first time he said it, like, nah, I ain't better than my daddy, man. He taught me everything I know, you know what I'm saying? But with hindsight being 2020, after he explained the situation, why wouldn't he create you to be better than him? Teach you everything that he knows so you can take it to the next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the 2.0 version. You know what I'm saying? Like the iPhone 16 is way better than the iPhone 1 or whatever number, you know what I'm saying, was the first one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, my heart does go out to people without a support system. To answer your question, I don't know how to, I don't know how it works for them.
Man, if anybody if anybody has any insight on this topic or on this question, please put it in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Put your email or whatever, like phone number. Hey, because it's a lot of people out here need help, just need an ear or a shoulder to vent to, you know what I'm saying, in that time of crisis. You never know. You could save a person's life just by listening to them.
So how do you find a support system if you don't have one? How does the unfortunate of not having a support system?
But that's why some people go to jail. Like I seen on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, a dude was, just bailing random people out of jail. You know what I'm saying? One of the persons that he bailed out of jail, he like, bro, why you did that? Like, bro, I'm homeless. I ain't got nothing to eat, bro. Man, you need to figure out me a way to get back in there because I needed that support. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these facilities have therapists, you know what I'm saying? They have nurses and doctors, you know what I'm saying, that's within these facilities. So oftentimes, this is the best route for them.
That's cold, but that is true.
It's a fact of life.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
Man, put it in the comment section, man. We need y'all help. Give us y'all insight. And it ain't just helping us, it's helping other people as well.
How can we help the people that don't have people around them for help,
No insurance, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all that,
Yeah, that's true, because insurance play a major factor, because even counseling, if your insurance don't pay for it, you got to pay for out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Because, I did both. Went to some type of counseling with insurance and some type of counseling without. And without it, that was getting expensive. I'm like, I almost like, man, you know what? I'd rather keep my problems.
Yeah.
This counseling, and they sit there and listen to you, but then, all right, Mr. Scott, it's gonna be this much. You want to pay it now? Can I bill you? Let me pay it now.
Nah, for real.
I don't want to be in debt behind counseling.
Well, man, I mean, just like any other conversation, you know what I'm saying? Is there anything else you want to add?
No, man, I think, once again, I want to thank our listeners, thank our subscribers, thank our supporters. I mean, at the end of the day, we came together with a vision to start doing a podcast at our last location. We've been putting our own efforts and finances behind this, and we've been enjoying it, so we just continuing our journey. Outside of us just liking to hear each other talk, we really do this because we know it's somebody out there. Like, I've had people so I know our demographic started with the youth, because our last place where we recorded at was predominantly structured for the youth. But since we've been doing this podcast, YouTube do let us look at our analytics of who is watching us, and in real time, I've had all ages and genres and backgrounds of people randomly approach me in different places and just be like, man, I watched y'all podcast. So as much as I thought it was just gonna be dedicated to the youth, I've had people young, probably under 18, and I've had people over 50, 60 years old tell me something about one of our podcasts. So all that to say,
thank y'all.
Thank you. And we're not even picking our demographics no more. Real. We just gonna come on here, chop game about life, personal experiences.
And I think we could be a little bit more unfiltered here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's true too.
Yeah. But please make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. The little red button right there, man. Hit that, man. Hit that, man. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, man. You feel me?
Man, each one teach one.
Share it. You feel me? Share this
our
up.
video, man. Let people see what we got going on. King Drew Millions.
And
Quick.
that's your boy, Mr. Quick, and sure, we just had a conversation.
Yes, sir. Let's
Chop it
chop
up.
it up.